CRM. So a while back, a couple of episodes back, I interviewed Sandra. This was about customer insights. Then I interviewed Nalea, and this was about customer experience. Now I have you in studio, and you're talking about customer relationships. I feel like everything is customer, another one, customer, another one, customer, another one. We know what customer insights is, thanks to Sandra. We know what customer experience is, thanks to Nalea. But now we want to know what is customer relationship management, because this is a term that gets thrown around by the professionals, like the big dogs. Yeah. The moment someone starts talking about CRM, I'm like, yeah, you're probably a doctor in this in this profession, because I personally have been well, I only have 6 years. Unlike you as 20, I only have 6 years in this field, but I've honestly not really used CRM. And studying at Datamine is the closest I have come to what CRM actually means. But today I have you in studio, and if you could just give us a brief of what is CRM and how is it even different from things like customer insights and customer experience.
Okay, CRM is customer relationship management. But nowadays, since the evolution of the data analytics, Google Analytics, and how we are maintaining the data of our clients, it's more towards customer retentionship management. So how do we retain our customers? Now, if we talk of like customer, yes, you are right. When there is a word called marketing or sales, who do we look at? It's our customer. Because of the customer out there, we or our existence is there. Either we are in sales or in marketing. And we can't say that I never use CRM. It's we are using this CRM kind of thing, sometimes knowingly, sometimes unknowingly, sometimes with a subconscious mind, and sometimes in a scientific way. Oh. So now today, what we are talking is a scientific way of customer relationship management. Anyone who is either in sales or in marketing, they are using customer as a center, and they want to maintain the relationship what they have. If I am your client or consumer of your services or your product, I'm your customer. If I'm buying in bulk or if I'm giving you a sizable business, you want to retain me or you want to have a close relationship with my business to your business because you know I'm important for you, for your business. Yeah. And that is why the customer relationship management become important in time to come. Okay, and just I'm going to come at you like a lever because I know even the people who watch this episode will have that understanding of what anybody asked that question. So, customer experience is not about a software. Customer insights, oh, yes, there's a bit of software you need to gather the data, but it's not just one software. CRM, is it a practice that is exercised in the office by a brand, or is it a software? Yeah, because while I was researching, I came around certain people saying, well, we do CRM, but we use Excel sheets. Or we do CRM, but we use this platform. And then I went on YouTube and even just got even more confused. So I want to understand, is it some type of software where you just, when you get your business cards, you put in the business cards, then you share them with the sales team so that they, uh, follow those leads and then find out whether the lead actually turned into a sale or not, or it's just a practice of if you have this customer, we have to keep calling them, we have to keep checking up on them, we have to call them after, we have to also deliver an after sales service. So we just want to know from a layman's perspective, is it a software or it's a practice? It used to be a software, but now it is a practice. If I give an example, typical example of a customer relationship management. So think of a kiosk at the corner of a street. Okay, the owner of that kiosk, if we are buying from him, say a packet of milk every day, one day he will offer that, hey, we have bread also. Yeah. What he's doing, he's trying to offer what he has new. Yeah. That's a customer, and you and me are customer to him, and he wants to maintain a relationship. Why he's offering a new product? That's a new service. Because yesterday he might not have that bread packet with him, but today he brought in. So he will inform you based upon his knowledge, because we are buying on a regular basis from him product A. So today he is thinking, okay, let me promote product B. How does he know all those things? Because he kept a record of us. Okay, we are going, we are buying, we are coming. So let him offer a new product to us. So now, if we take this example to a bigger picture, a bigger level, then so much data is being put into Excel sheet or Tableau software, and then they can churn out, okay, this client is buying at this frequency. He need to be contacted at this time of period, or maybe he need more and more new products or new services. So he need to be informed.
Yeah.
So who
Yeah.
and how we do that if we don't have a data? And that's the basis of customer relationship management. And that is why now it is a science from our practice. Yeah.
Okay, and would you? Okay, I tried to buy that shop idea, but I am not really buying it. So, could you give us an example of, let's say, a workplace you've been at where they actually actively had a CRM practice? Maybe because my 6 years of working, I have not, like I said, I'm hearing about this for almost the first time. Yeah, it's a shame, but yes, it's true. Thanks to Datamine, I'm hearing about it for the first time, and I want to learn. So, would you give us an example of, let's say, a workplace you've been at where you actually had an active either CRM software or practice and how it worked, let's say from the beginning of onboarding the customer to the end when it comes to the after sale service?
Typical example, I work in healthcare sector. We are importing pharmaceutical products, either equipments or consumables, and distributing throughout Uganda. So how do I know that okay, so and so hospital will consume this amount of pharmaceutical product, this amount of say antibiotic, this amount of say painkillers, or this amount of malaria drugs if I don't have data for that plant, and if I know that customer A or Dr. A is buying in bulk and in regular frequency. So my priority will be to take care of that client in a bigger way. If I do have a new product coming in, definitely I'm going to introduce that product to that client or that hospital or that particular doctor. Because I know this doctor is very keen to know what is happening new in the market, which new brands are coming in, which new machines are coming in. So that is, I can say, we practice those things. I do have a team of say 25 members. How do I know what they are doing in whole of Uganda if they don't give me feedback? How they are giving me that feedback? We have a platform where they are putting their data. I'm analyzing data. I know that okay, 80% of the clients buying this and giving me this business. But having said that, that you never heard of that. It is possible because nobody knows 100% of this world and everything is evolving. So it's nothing like why you are shaming yourself that I don't know. I heard the first time. No, it's quite possible. You are
Yeah,
learning every day.
every day,
Yeah.
every day, and that's actually that's why this space is there, so
Yeah,
that
true.
people learn. Yeah, as
Yeah.
inclusive. Okay, so I've heard what you've talked about, and it kind of sounds familiar to customer experience. Yeah, there's an event I went for, the Marketers Awards, and Dr. Dorothy was talking about customer experience, and she was like, "You people are there on your CRM softwares, ignoring the experience of even your own employees." Yeah. So, how how does CRM, customer relationship management, actually vary from customer experience, or are they just two of the same thing?
I can't say they are synonymous, they are different words, of course. And when we are talking that how we know what our employees are doing or what our employees are in need of. Yes, when we are talking of customer, customer can be out of our office and customer can be inside our office. For management, we are the customer. Because management is selling those ideas to us to implement those ideas to out. If we are buying, we are customer to the management. And that is the same practice we are doing it outside our office space, our workplace. So we are practicing both ways, inside as well as outside.
And okay, all right, I'm trying to get it. I am almost there. Yeah. Now, my next question is: does CRM vary, or is the same for every company? Are there types of CRM? Because don't get me wrong, but when I was online, they even offered me types of CRM. You know, that like there's this type of CRM, it works back end. There's this type of CRM, it's customer facing. There's this overall kind of CRM, and those now just softwares they are trying to, because as a brand, when you want to make money, you're going to spend a lot of money on very many things. If you have the money, you get your billboards, probably a radio ad, a TV ad, and then they tell you you need to do CRM, and you're like, you know what, I have the money, let me get a software, or let me do this. So if there are softwares, are there some softwares you could recommend for those people watching or tuned in listening today? Are there some softwares, some CRM softwares you could recommend that get the job done? Are there types of CRM you could recommend to, let's say, a big business should approach CRM in this way, a small business should approach CRM this way, and then our Rolex guy can also approach CRM in this specific way? Or is it just record keeping?
It's not record keeping per se. Yes, CRM, they do have different software. If I talk of Salesforce, that's one program.
Yeah.
And under Salesforce, there's a CRM program as well. So who is feeding that data? That's most important. Who is analyzing that data? That is most important. And that the person behind the successful implementation of your CRM policies of a company. A Rolex guy may implement at a different level, but if I talk of MTN, they are implementing at a different level. So they have to focus their brand that what we want to do with the data we have. If CRM is like bottom line, then they will look into okay, what is our sales of say 500 shilling data pack or volume, how do you say data bundle pack? Yeah. So which is our highest selling product? What we can offer as an addition to that? What clients looking for? So who will give those information? That is the CRM software. And who will put data into that CRM software? That guy should be an expert in that, and that is the one who can guide you that okay, now at this time of the hour, this is the need of a client. So let's focus on to make a plan, communicate to the market that this is what we have at the moment. Yeah.
Okay, so uh, I'm kind of deriving a definition. Yeah. So in other words, CRM is a practice of maximizing leads. Yeah. You're going to correct me because me, I'm trying to lay it out there for everyone who's like me. Yeah. So if I say CRM is a process of maximizing leads, yeah, in order to fully utilize customer retention and customer acquisition.
Yes and no. Because CRM is a software which can give you insight of the client. Now, based upon that, you can drive a strategy how you want to approach your client, and that will in turn give you sales.
Which is customer acquisition.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you have to use CRM wisely. You can't say that okay, I have this data and I can do that. No, you have to plan based upon the findings of that data, particular data set. Okay, this is the need of client, and I have to communicate either to mass or niche or key opinion leaders.
Yeah.
So who I am planning to win, who can give me maximum output with minimum inputs.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. I think I am now settled. The grilling may
Good,
stop.
I'm happy that I was able to answer your queries.
The grilling may stop. So let me point your eyes towards this direction. There's a recent survey that was carried out among CRM users, and apparently 67% agreed that CRM systems helped them better follow up leads, and 56% said it improved customer relationships. So why is it that brands are not talking about the word CRM? Because I've worked for hospitality brands and retention is key. Like customer retention is always at the forefront of hospitality. Because if you enjoy my service, ideally you should come back. You know, if you enjoyed the pool, come back and enjoy the pool some more. If you enjoyed the food, come back and enjoy the food. It's still the same food. Yeah. But why is it that I would say brands are not using CRM? Why is it that it's not, you know, as common as something like digital marketing or customer experience? Because these words get thrown around a lot of times. Yet 60%, 67% of people out there are saying, by the way, CRM actually works. So this is where I'm going to pose the question. Why is it that brands, first of all, are not engaging in any CRM software, at least the ones I've worked for? And ideally, it's just, that term we know bright people in marketing use.
Okay. As I mentioned earlier, CRM is being used by each and every brand because when they are making a draft for their strategies, how we are going to communicate to the market, then they will use this data to plan. This is how our customer graph is looking like. This is where we want to be, and this is competition is doing, and this is our existing client base. So how to improve on that? So these ideas and insight will be picked from CRM and CRM software. So every brand is using CRM in this way or that way. It is 100% true. Sometimes some people or some companies might not afford big softwares, so they are using Excel as a basic, and then they can maybe go to the cloud to populate the data, and then they churn out. Okay, this is the client base who are buying say 50 million worth per month, and these are client base who are buying say 20 million. So how we are going to plan to raise this 20 million to 45 million slab and 50 million to maybe 60 million slab. So this is a base which can give you an insight to plan your strategies. That is why you might have noticed that CRM is there, but people are not talking here and there. So these are a strategic tool, let's say.
All right. So 4 years ago, I think before I graduated, as I was completing my bachelor's in telecom engineering, I worked for a company called Inconnet in Forest Telecom. Yeah. And this is basically how we used to run the sales team. I go out today, I get leads. Let's say I get 5, 6 business cards. I've approached companies and they want test units because we used to sell internet. They're like, okay, we want to test your GMT, bring it tomorrow. So I go back to office in the evening, I have a spreadsheet, I fill in this spreadsheet. Yeah, so I tell people today I was at, let's say NSSL, I was at Bank of Uganda, I was 5 brands. And 2 of them want test units, 3 of them have bought the product, so they want an installation. And then that's it, I close it off. The next day when we come, we look at that spreadsheet. We're like, okay, Faisal, where did you go? I went to these 5. These 2 need a GemTech. These 3 need this. And there are some customer care will also log in their complaints. And there are some, these 10 clients, they have these and these certain type of complaints, and this is how it's going to work. Yeah. Before the day starts, we have already figured out that, okay, in Kololo we have 3 installations, so the cash should go. We need a technician because in Tina there are 3 people. Probably let's first check the site before going to the people because the problem might be at the site. Then, kind of like that. Then at the end of the day, we feed in that feedback as well. Is that CRM indirectly?
Okay, now this is a typical example.
Yeah.
Now, most of the time people are confusing between sales and marketing. You did sales, you came back to office, unknowingly you pass on that information that I made 5 clients, 2 of them they want a test unit, and 3 of them they are still in thought process whether they will buy it or not.
Yeah.
So that data has been fed. Faisal went to this market and he has this experience. So now someone in back office, if the person is wise enough, then he will engage the marketing team that go and tell the benefit. How you reach to that conclusion that okay, these 3 people need to be talked. That is the data what you provide to your team. So that is a CRM.
And then